This is Radio Romania International. You are listening to our one-hour broadcast in English for listeners in Western Europe and Africa. We can also be heard on the internet at www.rri.ro, Channel 1. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram and other social media platforms. Our programs are also available on TuneIn and via satellite Eutelsat 16A on 11,512 MHz vertical polarization, azimuth 16 degrees east. Symbol rate 29,950 megasymbols per second. Standard DVB as2. Modulation 8 PSK. Audio PID 510. We wish you good reception conditions.
Hello, I'm Cristina Mateescu with the news. First, the headlines. Parliament begins debating the 2023 State and Social Security budget bills. Romania's President Klaus Iohannis is receiving the President of the Swiss Confederation, Ignacio Cassis, and Radio Romania is hosting a meeting of the Permanent Conference of the Mediterranean Audiovisual Operators. Parliament's joint specialist committees have begun approving the ministry's budgets. The Social Democratic Party, the National Liberal Party and the Democratic Union of Ethnic Hungarians in Romania said the budget bill is based on record-high investments and accounts for 7.2% of GDP. It takes into account an economic growth rate of 2.8% of GDP, an annual inflation rate of 8%, a growing number of people in employment, and a lower unemployment rate of 2.7%. The Ministries for Energy, Justice and Healthcare are earmarked to receive less money, while the budgets of the Ministries of Defence, Development, Transport and Education are to grow. The opposition has criticised the budget bills. The Save Romania Union says the government's forecasts are too optimistic and the figures are inflated, while the Alliance for the Union of Romanians is unhappy with the underfunding of some ministries. Both the Power and the Opposition have submitted amendments. The final vote is due on Thursday. Romanian President Klaus Iohannis is today receiving the President of the Swiss Confederation, Ignacio Cassis. They will discuss bilateral relations and economic cooperation, with emphasis on boosting investments and identifying new areas of cooperation, and will exchange views on the latest international developments, including the war in Ukraine and its implications for the energy market and global security. Romanian-Swiss cooperation, including during Switzerland's upcoming mandate as a non-permanent member of the UN Security Council in 2023 and 2024, will also be discussed. A ceremony will also be held to mark the signing of the Romanian-Swiss Framework Agreement on reducing economic and social disparities in the European Union. President Ignacio Cassis is also meeting Prime Minister Nicolae Ciucă and Her Majesty Margareta, the custodian of the Romanian crown. Romania's Foreign Minister Bogdan Aurescu is today attending a meeting of the EU's Justice and Home Affairs Council. The agenda includes ways to counteract the effects of the Russian aggression against Ukraine, the situation in the Republic of Moldova in this context, a subject included on the agenda of talks at Romania's request, the situation in Iran, human rights issues, the latest developments in the southern neighborhood, and the situation in Tunisia. Informal talks will also be held on the sidelines of the meeting on the future of the Eastern Partnership, held at the initiative of Minister Aurescu, together with his counterparts from the Czech Republic, Sweden and Poland, and which are expected to help outline a clear and unified position from the European Union on the future of the Eastern Partnership, and to generate ideas to revitalize it in a practical and efficient manner. A ministerial meeting of the Eastern Partnership is also scheduled to take place today, to be attended by the Romanian Foreign Minister alongside foreign ministers of EU member states. as well as those of partner states Armenia, Azerbaijan, Georgia, the Republic of Moldova and Ukraine. The Romanian Agriculture Minister Petre Daia is today attending a meeting of the Agriculture and Fisheries Council in Brussels. According to a statement from the Agriculture Ministry, the talks are focusing on important aspects for the Romanian agricultural sector, such as the situation on the market, the Common Agricultural Policy strategic plans, animal welfare and the fishing opportunities for next year. The EU ministers are also discussing the progress of the new EU 2030 strategy for forests and the actions taken at EU and national level, as well as the current situation on EU markets, the energy crisis and the fertilizer crisis, the high production costs and the pressure exerted by the crisis on farmers and consumers. Radio Romania is today hosting a meeting of the Permanent Conference of the Mediterranean Audiovisual Operators. Attending are representatives of the radio and television stations from the organization's member states, from Croatia, Italy, France, Palestine, Spain and Turkey. Radio Romania has been a member of the executive board since 2009, and the projects carried out in partnership have grown in over a decade of collaboration, providing many opportunities for exchanges of programs and experience. Over 60 media institutions are members of the Permanent Conference of the Mediterranean Audiovisual Operators, an organization whose aim is to develop cooperation projects in the area of the audiovisual and co-production programs, with special focus on the training of journalists and encouraging innovation and creativity in the region. And that was the news.